Hey everyone, welcome to the Gentleman Scholars Club. So I just received my very first Model 2 sport coat from Cavour, and today I wanted to share with you thoughts on how it fits, provide details about Cavour styles in general, and give you some thoughts on the Model 2 specifically. As usual, I've received no sponsorship, no discounts for this review. Purchased this like anyone else normally would, with just the regular discounts for Black Friday in this case. So let's get started. So depending on how much you look at classic menswear online, you may or may not be familiar with Cavour. They are a Norway-based company, headquarters in Oslo, and they sell men's and women's clothing with an emphasis on sort of tailored style, professional style. They feature a number of menswear brands you're familiar with, like 100 Hands shirts, Ambrosi trousers, ring jacket, sport coats, and suits, Orazio Luciano sport coats, but they also have their own house style, and the Model 2 jacket, which I'm wearing here, is part of that range. I probably first became interested in Cavour from looking at their website. I think I was actually introduced by Jesse Berzminski, who used to post on Instagram under the name Berzenblog. He did some paid partnerships with Cavour in the past and put them on my radar. For 3 or 4 years I've been looking at them. I bought some of their trousers, and I will do another video on their trouser fit, the Model 2 trouser, but I hadn't bought their sport coats for quite some time, and I'll tell you later why that is. What interested me about them is they have an Italian style that I like. The way they shoot their website also was quite consistent in terms of showing off the best attributes of their tailoring, and so I've always looked at their jackets with interest. Saw this on sale for Black Friday. Been looking for a corduroy jacket, navy blue. Thought I would give it a try, and here it is. What's interesting about Cavour is they have a lot of good fabric choices, a lot of options. They have in the winter cashmeres, corduroys. They have different patterns like herringbones, window panes, and other plaids. In the summer they have linens, they have hopsacks, wool linen, silk blends, and so on. All in their Model 2 house brand. So large range of fabric options as well as different patterns. So there's something for everyone on their site. So Cavour uses mills that may not be as familiar as places like Holland and Sherry or Marling and Evans or Fox Brothers, right? This is from Pontolio, this corduroy. So a mill located in northern Italy that is smaller, on the smaller side. They also have cashmeres in the winter from a mill called Tolegno. It's also in the Biella area, northern Italy. So less well-known, less household names, but still high quality. So prices are affordable for tailoring. Cavour runs sales frequently. They do it 20% on Black Friday for around a week. End of season they do the same thing, and the percentage discount ramps up as the new season starts to become more imminent. Compared to Spear & Mackay and Suit Supply, Cavour is more expensive. I would say Spear & Mackay do $398 US as sort of their base price for a sport coat. Suit Supply $449 to $498. These are half canvas. And Cavour does around $800 full price for their sport coats, but they're full canvas. So probably then 50% to almost 100% higher. I say they're comparable because the sales can put them within the same range. In terms of quality, it's hard to say at this point which I like better, as I have years of experience with Suit Supply and Spear & Mackay and just this one jacket from Cavour, so it's hard to separate the fabric from the overall fit and quality. I'm not a guy who looks a lot at handwork and minute details. Just want to make sure it fits well, the fabric has decent quality, and that the stitches are done cleanly. They're not like things that pop off, buttons being lost, and poor stitching. Cavour doesn't have any of that, which is great. I will say instinctively or intuitively it is higher quality, which makes sense, again, because the starting point is higher. So there is that attention to detail that Cavour has, which perhaps Suit Supply, by being massive, does not have as much of, and also Spear & Mackay because of the lower pricing. Cavour is made in Italy for these jackets, whereas Spear & Mackay made elsewhere, and Suit Supply. Suit Supply made in China. Spear & Mackay also does a lot of work in China. So Cavour, I would say higher quality, also a little bit higher, but still within the affordable range of tailoring. So let's take a look at the Model 2 itself and its features. So like its namesake, Cavour, the influence is Italian. Features spalla camicia shoulders, which is that shirt sleeve shoulder, so an unpadded sleeve focused on a smooth transition from the shoulder down to the sleeve. The lapels are toward the large size, but not super large. Again, Italian influence with a higher gorge line, the gorge being where the notch of the lapel is, so toward the high part of the shoulder. They have a barchetta pocket, so a curved chest pocket here. They have patch pockets as a default. Again, similar to Neapolitan tailoring, one of the key features, curved patch pockets on the hips. The fit is slim, again, fitting with Italian style or sensibility. They have double prick stitching on the seams, on the edges, a 3-roll 2 lapel. You've got 3 buttons, and the top button is rolled under the lapel, so you don't button that, you don't see that. And again, Italian feature, very popular nowadays. Armholes are high, which gives you more freedom of movement. So you have this sort of high armhole, which is comfortable as well. Gives you good movement in the arms. And overall, feels great in terms of fit. You can check out the back. It's a clean back. This is out of the box. It fits without much tailoring need, except I would say the sleeve needs to have another ½ inch added to it, which is not a big deal. Just let out the sleeve. The rest of it looks good. The buttons are not functional, similar to Spear & Mackay, ready to wear. Suit Supply does functioning buttons on the sleeves, but that can make altering the sleeve difficult. In this case, because the buttons are not working, I could move one of these kissing buttons down to the bottom if I wanted to create balance after I add length to the cuff. I may or may not need to do that. They are kissing buttons, so they're touching one another typical Italian/Neapolitan influence. In terms of the hidden details of the tailoring and the inner workings, these are made with floating full canvas, which accounts for the higher price point, and there are handmade details. Again, I'm not too interested in those, but they are nice to have, and Cavour indicate that they have a handmade collar attachment, armhole to the sleeve, the lining, the lapel buttonhole, and the double pick stitching all are done by hand. So the linings are typically half lined, but this is actually entirely lined, and it's a Bamberg lining inside and a color that is muted and coordinates well with the outside of the jacket. So I'll go back to why it took me so long to try Cavour. It's been 3 or 4 years since I've been looking at this stuff, since pre-pandemic. And the reason why is that I wasn't sure about the measurements, and this was coming from overseas, and I've had some experiences with other companies where I had to return stuff, and it was expensive and difficult with customs to get things back to the seller. And so I wasn't sure about the sizing. Based on the size chart, I was between a 48 and 50 EU, 38 or 40 US sizing, and the size of the shoulders in particular seemed to be too small on a 38 or 48 and too large on a 50 or 40. The rest of the dimensions some of them were good in a 50, but seemed too large in other dimensions, so I was hesitating on which one to buy. I was planning to buy both in this case and send one back, because in the past I've bought trousers from Cavour and kept a number of them, but did have to return one, and it was very easy to return, and so I figured I could go through the same easy return process in this case, and so I wasn't as worried. But I ended up trying just the 48, and it turned out to be the right choice. So I would say go with your normal fit, no need to size up. 38 or 48 is my normal size. 50 would be sizing up, 50 or 40, and so normal size was right for me in terms of Cavour's fit. Again, they are slim cut overall, so you can judge your own physique, your body shape in making that decision. What adds to the ease of making a choice is they have a very detailed size chart, which shows a number of different elements, right? The shoulder, the sleeve length, the total length, the chest, the waist, and those are all detailed for each size. They give the information about the model, height, weight, various measurements of his legs, his arms, and stuff like that. So the size of the model is pretty close to me, so I find those helpful. If you are in other spots on the range of sizing, you can glean some information from the model information nonetheless. They're also easy to return, as I said. If you need to, they give you the return label, and you can do that process pretty seamlessly. They ship quickly. I ordered this and got free shipping, and it came within a few days of ordering. They're also easy to communicate with via email. Customer support responds within less than a day in most cases that I've spoken to them. So I would give Cavour a shot if you haven't done so yet. I would say I plan to buy from them in the future if I see something else I like in a sport jacket or sport coat. I definitely have bought their trousers and will do so as well in the future. So if you found that useful, like the video, follow us at Gentlemen Scholars Club for more discussion of brands, fits, styles, and so forth. And thanks again for your viewership.